What if your wife could hear every single one of your thoughts? Even better, what if you needed her to survive and you also shared every single one of your dreams while sleeping? Well, after 8 years world building my own space fantasy universe, this is day 5 of me sharing it with you. And today we're going to talk about synergy and the Luopsians, the species who has synergy. Synergy in my universe is sort of like telepathy. It's something the Luopsians have, and it's more restricted than telepathy. It's specific to married couples who dream together, to give the definition of a marriage, a stable marriage that the Luopsians give. And yes, this has some gendered tones, but the males of the Luopsians, all but some of them, need to think with someone because their egos, their minds, their consciousnesses, but mostly their egos and their emotions are too big to be only contained in their own skull. And that's why they need their wives. The wives are more powerful than the men. The men are pretty much receivers, and the wives have the real power in synergy. And they have to massage the chords of the brain of their spouse, of their husbands, because only then their husbands can think clearly. So if you want to be a very powerful man, like one of the ministers of the internal focus, then you have to have a powerful wife, because if not, you can't really think that well. Now, of course, I can't really go into detail here in a short, but please don't see this as a commentary on gender roles. It is in some ways, but it's also a very loving practice, a very loving cultural practice of this specific species in my universe. And there's a lot around it. Like, for example, during pregnancy, things change. And of course, the women can influence the men. Some men can influence the women. There's some women who can connect to other women, and that's sort of seen like a big taboo, a big no-no, and that's part of the story. So this is only my way to have telepathy in my universe and make it something different, something more culturally related, something that makes you special. Also, because there's 2 suns in the sky, and there's 2 different ministries, basically, the internal focus and the external focus. So you are a species that reasons and thinks in couples. Everything is binary. The unit is 2. So what happens when that becomes different? What happens when a husband gets separated from their wife? That's interesting. That's an interesting story. And that's the story I wanted to tell.